Would help if I turn the microphone on. Hello. Let's turn that off. How is everyone? Good evening. Welcome to Clockston TV. Tonight we will be continuing on with this bad boy. Let me just ooh, weirdness. Let me just continue on. Just to get the instructions up. Excuse me. Because some might say I forgot to do it. Tablet mode. Oh, excuse me. Google Chrome. And we want lego.com. 10255. Building instructions. Download. And then we want, where did we get to? We did bags 1 and 2, I think, last week. Which would mean we're starting on bag 3. Here we go. Page 84. Right, let's put this here. We'll kind of let the battery run down a little bit on it for the moment. My camera is doing some weird stuff. That is well strange. I wonder what's doing that. Let's turn off the autofocus and auto exposure. See if that fixes it. Do we need to, oops. Okay. Okay. Seems better. That was just weird. Anyway, bag 3. It's got a minifig in it. Isn't that minifig? No. Ooh. Yeah, nice. What about this one? No, that's a root. I don't think it's that one either. This one, we found it. We found it. We are proper organised, us. Right, so let's get this tipped out and get building. Ooh. This comes in like 3 or 4 bags in the box. But they're all bag 3, so Alright. So I think we're building this house here. So house. Sure. Oh, you can stand there, madam. Or Madam Met. Sir. Sir is probably the. Anyway, it's built. It occurs to me I can just tap on the page rather than scrolling. All right, so we're going to start with a bench, some kind of seating arrangement. But we need three by two planks. There's one. I think it goes there. I think. We've got a couple more. All right, so what news has there been in Lego um, land? Not sure. I've heard rumours about the upcoming modular, which is, it'll be a museum. Um, don't know how true that is. It sounds very cool. It also sounds like it's like this, which is a plate and a half, or three half plates. Um, and it's going to have a few more bits than this. Is what I understand. Is the rumor I heard, but obviously it's just a rumor. It could be false. So we'll have to wait for some kind of official update or announcement or whatever. I'd like to think I was going to get it for day one. Does seem unlikely. Let's move those stairs out of the way. There it is. But I have dreams of one day building a Lego modular on the 1st of January. I'm doing a 1st of January stream, all day stream. Just build the new module. But I have to get the modular beforehand. And I don't think Lego guaranteed ability before it's released. But could give them a phone or an email and say, look, this is my plan. I'd like to do this. I'm willing to buy your stupid set. Not stupid set, your cool set. With money. But I would like it so that I can build it on the 1st and see what they say. But it's not like I have a massive viewership. So they're not going to be like, yes. We'll do that for you and your 2 or 3 regular viewers. But you know, as they say, shy bairns get no sweets. If you don't ask, you don't get. And that bit goes there, and then there's another one on the end. Ah, I've just realised why just letting this run on its own battery is probably not a great idea. Because it's going to keep turning itself off to preserve the battery. I think that step's done. Yep. Boop. Oh, now we do the back of this and some other bits and pieces. So yeah, there was that. What else? I don't know. I'll be honest, I haven't really been looking at the Lego news the last couple of weeks. Mostly because at the moment I'm having to forego purchasing Lego in favour of paying some bills. There? Yeah. I was wondering why there was an extra one left over at the end, but that's right. There should be an extra one left over on end, apparently. Now I'm going to build this bit facing the camera because, you know, otherwise you're not going to see what's going on. And I can't imagine you all come here to listen to me prattle on about silly things. Let's hide the stream info. Then I won't obsess over viewer numbers. And then these go underneath like that. Well, I say these. There is another one somewhere else. Found it. Oh, I took my bits and pieces to our group meetup yesterday to show them off ahead of Shildon, which is next month. So it was our last meetup before Shildon. Everyone seemed to like Alice, our Demogorgon. And yeah, people were quite liked the park scene as well. So feel I'm in the right direction with that. So I just need to finish a few bits off on it, make it look a little bit more sort of passable, easier to grok. So yeah, this goes on here and is the part wall, part back of this sofa. All very clever. Is there anything else? So we've got two of those. We built this now. Okay, so we can page 87. It goes on there, looking like some kind of stair. Oh, I learnt today that agenda is plural. I don't know why. I was trying to find that out, but yeah, apparently agenda is plural and agendum is the singular. An agenda is made up of multiple agendums, or agendum. Ooh, 12. 12 One by Two Black Books. I watched a trailer video, like, one of those videos that, like they put out on YouTube. It's like, oh, here's 12 trailers from upcoming films. I watched that. What am I looking forward to? I was saw a trailer for a horror. Well, it might be a thriller. It might be more of a thriller than a horror, but it was. Oh, what was it called? It's a Wonderful Knife. You can guess the film it riffs off. Riffs off. A Wonderful Life, obviously. Um, so that looks interesting, but a little bit cheesy. Um, the Beekeeper, which just looks stupid, but a lot of fun. It's Jason Statham as a beekeeper. Yes. And the trailer had no violence in it at all. That's not true. That is so very not true. There was Night Swim. That was in there as well. I'm not entirely certain what that's about. I have a feeling they came up with the title first and then tried to put some kind of story around it. But it seemed to be some kind of haunted swimming pool. Now, bear in mind, the last film I watched that had any kind of haunted swimming pool kind of thing in it was Alien vs. Predator 2. And that's not an admission I make lightly. Although worse is the fact that I've seen it twice. But you've got to watch it a second time just to make sure that the first time wasn't just you being overly harsh. But yeah, I used to be a bit of a film snob. I'd be like, I wouldn't watch something unless it won Oscars. That's not true. That wasn't my criteria, but it was that kind of thing. You know what I mean? I wouldn't watch terrible films, or But then I grew up and realised that not every film has to be an Oscar botherer. You can go and watch a film for fun. But there are still some films that, it's like. I suppose it's the, oh, it's so bad it's good kind of thing. It's like a lot of the stuff that Jason Statham is so bad it's good. Transformers, though, not so much. So I don't enjoy watching the Transformers films, and I've seen them all. No, I haven't seen the latest one, so I lied. But I haven't seen the latest one because I did see the King Arthur one. And I'm not going to lie, I hated it. I hated it with a passion. It had no redeeming qualities whatsoever. For me. Obviously other people watched it and other people enjoyed it very much, but for me it's just like I don't want to, and you know, even though the latest one had slightly better reviews, I still was like, no, I don't want to see it. I don't want to think that, you know, I don't want to go into something thinking, well, I might enjoy this more, and then just get that disappointment. I'd rather not. So, so I haven't watched the latest one, but I've watched all the previous ones. And Bumblebee was good. I enjoyed Bumblebee. But also, I do like Travis Knight as a filmmaker. I think he does good films. But yeah, I watched The Meg on the flight back from Japan last time I went, and enjoyed that quite a lot. Quite looking forward to The Meg 2, or I might have missed it. I've not been keeping up with the cinema lately. Used to go every week or every couple of weeks. Even had a Cineworld card, so you know. Nope, that's wrong. So paid an annual subscription and got to see as many films as I liked. But then COVID happened, and the group I went with, well, we just stopped going really. Oh, I need to get the bag of windows out. So I've missed a few films at the cinema lately that, you know, I would definitely normally have gone to see. But then I've also been filling up my evening with other things. So streaming is thing I do in an evening, as you can probably guess by the fact that it is evening, and I am indeed streaming. Let's set this out. Again, there we go. Now we can see. There it is. Found the door. What's a black door? So yeah, so at the moment I'm streaming 3 nights a week, and then Thursdays is usually board games um, at a friend's house, and then Friday night at the moment is Frosthaven night. We're doing a campaign of Frosthaven, so that takes my Friday evenings. I suppose that leaves Saturday and Sunday, but Sunday's a chill day. I think I like to chill on a Sunday. You know, relax, play no bone games, and not think about work on Monday. Ooh, more windows. No, one more window. There it is. I'll put that window there. We want two black Cuba ones. So I'm not sure how much we're going to get through tonight. Because last week I did one bag, 2 bags, and it took 4 hours. Which isn't necessarily an issue. But I was pretty sleepy the next day. just but looking at this pile of Lego, excuse me, I'm wondering if there's 2 hours of building there. You see, no, that's the wrong one. We want that one. Where's this going? Oh, in that corner. Is this a black door handle as well? Yes, it does. We'll see. We'll see. We've got still got plenty of building ahead of us, so let's not jump ahead of ourselves. And it goes on there, and then we've got 3 of these. I also think I'm going to try because I'm working on a replacement for Clockson.com, which doesn't have doesn't have a. Oh no, I've got the replacement for Clockson.com. I've got Clockson.tv up, but there's not a lot on it at the moment. In fact, the news on it is very out of date. But I have been working on a new version of that already. I mean, it's only been up there a little bit, but I've already got a new version. So what I'm going to do is hopefully, if I can get it up before Shildon, which is a month away. It looks. Is it 4 weeks at the weekend? Yeah, it must be. So it'll be the 18th. What's the date on Saturday? The 21st. So yeah, that's 10 and 8 is 28. Yeah. So it's 4 weeks on Saturday. So if I can get it up and running before then, I might put up a Shildon page and and try and post some photos to it from Shildon. Um, I need to think carefully about how I do it though. Because I've been watching videos of other shows, by particularly YouTubers, um, and they don't sort of like they show the things, but they don't really give you any more information. And they might mention who's done it, but they'll mention by name. Um, and I've not been in the community long, so when people mention other people by name, I'm like, who are they? That goes there behind that wall that you can't see, sadly. It's too big to start turning. Could I? Let's try. It's a Lego building stream after all. Does that work? Yeah, that works better. Oh, it doesn't fit on too badly. Okay, so we might be able to do this more often. So I thought it'd be cool. Um, if I take any pictures to get people's name and contact sort of info, if they want to. Obviously, I'm not gonna dox them. But get any information they want put on the page, and then just be like, oh, this mock is done by Bob Jones. His X is Bob Jones at Bob Jones or whatever. What am I doing? I'm looking for a bracket. That's not one. So I was thinking of doing that, but I need to think about how that gets presented. Um, and how to collect the information. Because the last thing I want to be doing is trying to fill out a long ass form on my phone in the middle of a convention when either there's a load of public there being all like, "What you doing? I want to see the Lego." They're not like that, probably. I'm just going to adjust this camera again. And I'm going to put the exposure up one. Yeah, I think, yeah, there we go. I'm more exposed now. Might be used to see these black pieces I'm working on now. Yeah. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, right, yeah. So, yeah, the last thing I need to be doing is spending 20 minutes trying to get, like, their information in. So I need to work out how I can easily get their information and just add it to a little profile for them to go along with a gallery of pictures. Ooh, now that I think about it, I have to give a presentation soon about some technology thing, and I could present that. Oh, something else to think about then. Great. I don't half give myself a lot of hard work. So anyway, that's a plan. And build a website. Um, do the thing I do at work, but at home. There's another one of these. Yeah, sand green, I think. Sand green curves. I can't blink and see it. This flashbacks to last week. I really should turn off notifications on that. There it is, found it. Right, so that's. Oh no, we need two like quarter circle plate tile things on the other side. So that's something I'm thinking about with Sheldon. So make a Sheldon page on my website. To show off everyone's cool work, if they want me to. Yeah, this is a quarter circle one. So I've seen a couple of like just the square ones, and I'm thinking, oh, have I got this wrong? Also, I might have to transplant Alice from her current board to a different board. Um, because the board she's on at the moment is too big. But someone said what they'll give me because they've got two of the boards from the last collaborative tapestry thing that we did as a group. But they're only doing one collaborative tapestry, so they're like, "Oh, you can have the other one." I'm like, "Great, didn't need." And so I thought he was just going to give me the board, but he's going to give me the board with base plates on. So I could either, and I don't know how long I'm going to have to work on this, but I could either just pull the base plates off the other one and transplant mine directly onto it, or or just take it apart and rebuild it on the new set, which would take time, a bunch of time. So I made a chair. Go over here. Time I might not have. It does mean I might be able to try and make a little video of it getting put together. Oh, we've missed something over here. Where have we missed that? There? Nope. Oh gosh. Not there. Well, we kind of did. It was the last step. So these go across here like this. But I could also, what my thinking is, I could also clean up my instructions for it. Because the instructions I've got don't actually match the pieces I've used. For good reason. Um, the well, not the instructions. It's a digital model. The digital model I have doesn't match the pieces I've used in real life because the digital model I built sort of like using the ideal set of parts, and the actual physical thing is built from whatever parts I had. I suppose if people are buying it, then the ideal set, the ideal parts is probably better. Probably. Anyway, yes. So that's something I'm going to have to do coming up. How does this go on? Like that. Like that. Like that. That looks very stairy. And there's like a little, oops, lights under here. What I imagine is supposed to represent a light. And we've got this 4x2 across here. Oh, I was going to tweet. Never mind. Tweet next week. Ooh, what are we making now? Some kind of sub-assembly. I suspect it goes in there. But I don't know, so we'll build it as a sub-assembly. Attach it to there so that we can build it in plain view. So that'd be exciting. The other option, of course, is to Sheldon. I could then strip it down and rebuild it for a video. But I'm also aware that I can be a bit flaky on these things. And I'll strip it down. And then be like, oh, I've got plenty of time to rebuild it before February. And then on the night before Bricktastic, be frantically scrabbling around trying to rebuild it. So I want to avoid doing that, so we'll see. I did consider building another one, but a second version. But I feel that might be a bit extravagant. And I've got another one I want to build. I'm in the middle of designing when I have some time. But it's not something I can do in the quiet times at work. Because the digital design, or their studio is on a different computer to my work computer. For obvious reasons. Well, the most obvious reason being that I don't think my work computer would run it. The company I work for believes that developers need a machine that is as powerful as a business analyst who uses Excel. So they're like, here, have a normal business laptop that will work well for Excel and Word and some of the more arcane things. And you're like, great, brilliant. Will it run all of this stuff I need to run as a developer? And it's like, yeah, probably. And the answer is actually no. Because one of the things they were doing when I started there was they were moving across to the idea of virtualized infrastructure. Ooh, this does indeed go in that gap. Let's put that back on there. Put that in there. The idea being that if you needed a powerful computer to develop on, instead of developing locally on your machine, they provision you a computer on some in a virtual machine, basically. These days we consider it cloud infrastructure, but back then, cloud wasn't really much of a thing. Well, at least it wasn't called cloud. Dark blue. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it wasn't really known as cloud, but it was more or less cloud, so infrastructure as a service, basically. And so they'd be like, yeah, if you need a powerful machine to run these development tools of yours, provision one in the cloud, and then just connect to it from your machine. And they've moved away from that. The idea being obviously that we could then have just a random, a standard machine that everyone else has got. But they've moved away from giving us virtualized infrastructure. Because it turns out that's more expensive than just hiring a laptop. But they haven't moved away from giving us the less powerful laptops. So now we don't have access to the powerful virtualized infrastructure anymore, but also we're not getting powerful laptops. So we've ended up with the worst of both worlds. So my computer won't run Studio because Studio is a 3D rendering device, a 3D rendering thing, and it requires a little oomph. Not a lot. I've seen it work on fairly slow computers, but my work computer is not one of those. What am I looking for? Another jumper plate. Another jumper plate. Anyway, this is Lego stream, not a boring work stream. So I'm very sorry for boring everyone with my tales of virtual infrastructure. So yeah, so normally what I do is, if I've got a little bit of painting to do or some Lego to do, God, what's that? What's it? Oh, or if I've got some Lego to disassemble, or I've got a little bits and pieces to do, I'll do them while I'm listening in meetings because I can listen and do other things. Well, I can listen and do other things that don't really require my brain in any way. Pulling apart Lego is one of those. This is painting, you're not thinking about the painting, you're just like, that bit needs to be blue. Let's make it blue. So, long story short, currently don't have as much time as I'd like for doing Lego mocks. But I'm hoping that will change once I've sorted out my garage. Partly because my plan is to use my garage for two things. So one should be like quick photography, which is not a thing. But right now, what a lot of what puts me off taking photographs of things more often is the time it takes to set up the lights and the location and what have you. And if I've got a place like, I don't know, a garage, where I can just leave most of that set up most of the time, and then when I've got something to photograph, I can just take it into the garage, take a couple of pictures of it, and then Bob is your uncle. He might not be your uncle. I don't know. I don't know if you've got any relatives called Robert. Okay, that goes in there. That was an easy step. Ooh, what's this? Oh, itchy arm. I don't know, but it's a sub-assembly, so we'll start. We'll attach it to that one this time. The other thing I want to do is I want to make a little bit of a messy work area. That's a work area for doing messy stuff, not an area that's just a mess. Because I have plenty of those already. Don't need to make one of those in the garage. Actually, you could argue that the garage is already that. Oh, it's just okay. So yeah, I need to work on that. So I'm going to try and get that done at the weekend. And once I've got that done, and I can get some of the stuff from underfoot, then it should make it a little easier just to sit down and work on stuff. Because I spend so much time setting stuff up. It's like the painting videos. Ah, some more cake. Oh, and it's a little lamp. Oh, how cool. Like the painting videos. I can't just sit down and record myself painting because I have to set up the table. Because the table it gets set up with, obviously, it gets set up with all the painting shenanigans, all the painting guff. Um, there we go. But it also gets set up with all the other painted models because someone had the bright idea of keeping them all in the background. But with it being our dining table, you know, it isn't great to keep it all set up. And also because I do the builds there, and the builds don't require all the stuff in the background. Wait a minute, what have I missed? Quite a lot. Yeah, okay. I say quite a lot, I mean just this piece. Goes on there, like that. Ah, see, I've done that wrong. So if I can reduce the amount of setup I need to do for any individual task and activity, then I'll have more time for doing other things. Is the theory. Whether I get to that point at some point, who knows? But I won't if I don't try. So yeah. So my hope is that by sort of like by the end of the year, I'll be semi happy with my setup. Um, and then, like I say, it should just give me a bunch more time to spend doing the creative stuff rather than setting up for the creative stuff. And playing games. I miss playing games on a regular basis. It's partly why I'm doing the 14 streams on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. So I can get back to some gaming at least. When did that happen? It doesn't matter when that happened. The important thing is I missed it and I should correct it. So it turns out these. Oh, that one. I missed one. How did I miss that? I swear I didn't have any parts left over last week. Well, I had one part left over, but it wasn't one of them. It doesn't matter. Well, it might when we get to the end and I've got none of them. Although, let's face it, I have hundreds of them somewhere. There's all of that. I assume this is a... Oh, it's a door. Is it this door? It's this door. Goes like that. Also have relatively busy few weekends coming up. So I'm D&Ding this weekend, I think, if it goes ahead. I have to see who's available to do it. Visiting my niece the weekend after. Oh, this is a bit where we have to try and get this onto here. Right. You know what? Let's... Okay. So we'll put that bit on there. And then try and angle that bit. Like that. Yay! Yay! Oh no, we've missed the bit off the top. And the weekend after that, I'm in Derby for MidCon. It's the first time I've been to MidCon. I've been to Manacon twice now, which is in Leicester. But MidCon I've never been to before. But that's a whole weekend of debauch board game playing. And the weekend after that might be free. The weekend after that, the 9th. Nah, can't be. It's got to be the 11th. So yeah, weekend of the 11th I might have free. And then obviously the 18th is Shield On. And at some point there'll be Christmas parties to go to. I hope. I do like going to a Christmas party. Everyone's happy, there's lots of food. If I can get someone to give me a lift, then there's beer. Beer in the fridge. No, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Till after the stream, at least. Don't want to be drunk in charge of Lego. Oh, I'll tell you what was quite. We played board games on Saturday, and it got. No, don't want to do that. We got to the end of the night. Well, not the end of the night, but the last game we played was a game called Crokinole, and it's just a wooden board. If you don't know what it is, it's a wooden board. It's got some discs. You've got discs, and you flip the discs across the board. And the idea is to knock your opponent's discs off and score points. It's like curling, but warmer. And not at all like curling. Um, So yeah, we ended the evening playing that, and I'd had a couple. Um, Still managed to be on the winning team, which was nice. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to play Slightly Toasted. We've got another cylinder here. One of the other things I want to do is I want to make the stream slightly more interactive. So there's a streamer called Scotty's Beaming. He's not the only one that does this, but he's the only one that comes to mind because he's the last one I watched. He's like whenever he gets a raid or whenever like people sub or whatever, he does a little thing. You know, spins a wheel, and some of it's quite fun. Some of it's like a bit weird. So I thought it'd be cool to have something like that. So I need to think of something that just rewards people for taking part in the stream by in some way punishing me for daring to be a streamer. But in a light hearted, good natured way, you know. It goes on there. And what have we got? We've got 6 of these. Of course, to trigger them, you need to be need channel points or the like. What goes there? What goes there? Is that just a 2x1? Like that? Yeah, I think it is. And then we've got 2 more of these small windows here. Yeah. I think that's everything. We got the yeah, we got. No, we need 2 more of these 2x1 bricks. There we go. Lovely. Blooming marvellous. Oh, okay. So we got to put a roof on this bit here. I think it goes like. How does it go? Like that, maybe? Yeah. No? Yeah. Yes. That goes like that. And then there's a corner. A 4x4 corner that goes like that there. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. We've got a 3 and a 6 around here. And then just a regular old 8x1 round here. There we go. I think that's all those parts dealt with. And then we continue building this up. So We want that width there. We've got a 4x1 light bluish grey. And there to hold all of those together. Then there's a 2B1. Which will be, oh, there it is. Found it. I was about to get all grumpy. I can't find me bit. That goes in there and holds them. Then we've got a 1x1. There it is. On it. And then a 3x2. And there, it's all locked together, nice and solid. It's almost like these Lego folks know what they're doing. Excuse me. There's one of them goes there. What am I looking for that corner? Oh, it's a corner plate. Just a bit. I have. There should be one of those in there. There should be another corner one there. Um, bless you me. It would be a bit weird to bless me. So yeah, obviously coming up the rest of this week, the next 2 nights, we're going to be back on our Final Fantasy XIV journey. Carrying on where we left off, we were in Labyrinthos. I think that's what it's called. Running around trying to do bits. Yeah, so we'll continue that. We'll hopefully finish that segment of the story tomorrow, and then be able to move on Wednesday night to the next segment of the story. But we're not rushing. We don't need to rush. Do we? I would like to get it finished in time to be able to replay Final Fantasy VII Remake before Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out. If I could somehow find the time to also play Final Fantasies 15 and 16 before then as well, that would be just magical. But that could be complicated. Oh, God, very sneezy tonight. Maybe I'm coming down with something. I do have a bunch of time off coming up. So I'm off the week before Shildon, which I should probably use for making sure my mocks are done. And probably will, to be fair. Um, so I could bosh through them both. But I could bosh through one, like 15 or something, on that week off. If I could get it done in a week. Who knows? Um, so that distance is 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1. Okay, so that's them done. Right, then we've got two 1x4s up here. Yeah, so I can Bosch 15 out in that week. And then try and get 16 done over Christmas. But here I am making plans, and my plans never work out because I always underestimate everything I do. It's like, oh, that'll only take me 2 hours, and then 4 days later, I'm still at it. So my chances of getting 15 done in that week off. Let's have a actually. Let's have a look. Where's me moose? How long to beat FFXB? Main story is 28.5 hours. Main and extras is 55.5 hours. Completionist is 100 hours. So 28.5 hours doesn't seem unreasonable for a week. Given that I do 40 hours of work. I do 40-ish hours of work. I might work for 40 hours a week. So I could just treat it like a day job for the week. Certainly wouldn't be the first time I've done that. But I'm also not sure I just want to rush through it. It'd be quite nice just to enjoy it. So I'll stick with my original. Well, not plan so much. My original what I want to do is I want to try and get this 14 run through done before the end of the year. which gives me 9 weeks. Got 9 weeks left. It's what, 16th today? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ah, 11 weeks. 11 full weeks left of the year. So 6-ish hours a week, that's 66 hours. I should be able to do it in 66 hours. I'm only doing the MSQ. So we can get 14 Endwalker finished before the end of the year. And that gives me nearly 2 months. When does 7 Rebirth come out? FFVII Rebirth. Ooh, 29th February. That rings a bell. Oh no, it's the weekend after Bricktastic. Excellent. Excellent. Um, so yeah, that gives me a couple of months then to work my way through 7 Remake. Um, before before Rebirth comes out. Yeah. Ah, it doesn't fit on there tight. Does this? Yeah, no, that's fine then. Although it's possible I might start adding in random Thursdays. So I don't play games every Thursday. But also I don't know which Thursdays I'm playing games necessarily. So I could throw in an occasional random Thursday just to get through it a little bit, or to make sure it get through it a little bit quicker. But when I did the full playthrough, I streamed pretty much daily, I think, and some days I ended up doing 6 hours. I mean, that was mostly 6 hours of story. So it was like 6 hours of cutscenes. Like I'd do one fight, 6 hours of cutscenes, end of the stream. Oh, there's some potted plants. And there's another twiggy thing there. There we go. And some lights. Yes, lights. We've got some lights on these here. Somewhere, somehow. I think what we're going to do, I've come to a decision, chat. I've decided. It's very rare for me, but I've decided we're only building bag 3 tonight. But if we finish bag 3 before 10, before 9:30, then we're gonna do a bonus build of the Lego set that's been sat next to my desk 3 weeks now. That's if we finish this soon. I think we will. I suspect we shall. Oh, I have to make the thumbnail for YouTube at some point. This will be up tomorrow on YouTube. Obviously, because we're only streaming on Twitch now because of stupid Twitch rules, terms and conditions saying you can only stream to Twitch. If you're streaming to Twitch, so now I have to sort of like upload them to YouTube the day after. I mean, I think technically there's a 24-hour thing on them, but you know, Twitch can go fiddle with itself. If it thinks I'm adhering to that rule strictly. But yeah, so I'll get this up tomorrow morning, probably. Onto Bloxen TV. Really should have a bot that tells people where that is. Every 15 minutes or so. You have Clocks and Plays, which is another channel, because you know why have one YouTube channel when you can have 3? That's where the Final Fantasy XIV stuff is going. So obviously there's 2 videos up there now. There'll be another 2 before the end of the week. I've got some ideas of more content to go there. But it's still in the early planning stages. But I wanted the Final Fantasy XIV stuff to go on there straight away instead of put it on Clocks and TV, because I want to keep it all separate. So I had to do it earlier than I was planning to. I was planning to sort of like do Clocks and Plays in the new year, and give it some more thought. But then it's like, but I want to get Final Fantasy XIV done before then, and I want to put the Final Fantasy XIV content on there. So I'll put the 14 content on there now, and then hopefully think about more content to put on there in the new year and work on it then. It's mostly likely to be playthrough videos to begin with, at least. And it's likely to be a bunch of like, oh, Clockson plays this really old game that he's got in his Steam library, but hasn't touched since it went in. Oh, we're making a thing now to go around the top. And this is fiddly as fudge. And of course, I want more content for Bloxen as well. I just need to get me butt in gear and do some of this stuff. Just get on with it. Alright, so we want 8 of these clips around the edge, spaced reasonably evenly. So I'll tell you what, we'll work from both ends. And of course I have another idea for another channel. But that one will be a while yet. So what's happened there is it's not gone as well as I'd hoped. See, what I really need is my company to say, we don't need you to do any more work for us, but we'll still pay you if that's okay. And of course I'll be like, oh, well, I don't know, it's really the work I'm here for. And then they'll be like, oh, well, no problem. And I'll be like, but if it helps the company, then I will. That's the kind of ideal situation that, let's face it, is never going to happen. Never. Unless I can find some dirt on one of the higher ups. But even then, blackmail's not my thing. It's too nerve wracking. Like, oh, are they going to pay me? Aren't they going to pay me? Are they going to tell the Rozzers? Am I going to go to jail? Will I end up having bottom sex with Big John? Oh, look, little chihuahua. Go on there. There you go. So yeah, we'll probably not do the blackmail thing. Yeah, that's that bit. What else? So we got another one there. We've got another lantern piece there with a 1x1 tile on it. And 2 more there. I suspect they're going to hold some kind of decoration above this back door here. Oh, you can see it. And then this one here. You move that over here, then I can reach it with this hand. But not tonight. Alright, then we've got a trellis kind of thing going on over here. Ants on it. Specifically, these leaf element small may be what they're called. I know they're leaf elements. I don't know if they're small. Well, they are smaller than the big leaf elements, but oh, you know what I mean. You'll get me. In it, blood, and so on and so forth. Ooh, half cartwheels. They're not actually, they're going decorate. I've got loads of these. They were in the pick-a-brick wall. I think they still are. I could be wrong though. They were in the pick-a-brick wall at one point anyway. And I was just like, oh, those will be useful, and just got a bunch of them. And I haven't used them, which is fair with most things I get out of the pick-a-brick wall. I convinced myself that I'm actually building up a supply of parts that I can just dip into, but actually I'm just filling cups with parts and spending money on them. I have moved away from just buying lots of different ones. So now I'll put maybe 2 or 3 different types in a cup, with some like one by ones to fill gaps and things, like small elements to fill gaps. But generally speaking, I'll put 2 or 3 parts in a cup, and buy 8 cups. No, I limit myself to 2 cups per visit. And I generally only visit on AFOL days. Generally. Although I did go over and get some minifigs last weekend. And ended up spending more than I was planning to. Because that's the Lego shop experience. Yeah, I think that's that one. Oh, I was going to say, this is a really short, it's not. There's one of these, goes across the middle there, and then there's 12 of these lovelies. Make a decorative bit. Across there, like that. Let's try and at least pretend we want them straight. Can't believe we're halfway through October already. It's you just flying by. And that usually means, for me at least, that I'm procrastinating too much. And to be honest, I'm procrastinated quite a lot this year, but I procrastinated less, much less than I used to. So the fact that time is still flying, but also I'm getting things done, is not as terrible as it normally is. Although I'm not getting the videos out as quickly as I'd like to, sadly. Um, Going back to this estimation thing, like this last one took a lot longer than I had planned it to. It's still not even finished. I've still got to do some little bits and pieces of editing. But I should have it out reasonably soon. But the next two are reasonably easy to do. Um, One is another wraith. Oh, these clip on here first and go in there. So the next one's another wraith, and then the one after that is some highlighting, some edge highlighting. Um, so they should be fairly straightforward. Then the next set of group I want to do are they're all just a paint. They're all just painting. But there's some like biggish paints in there because you've got uh, 17 Space Marines over 3 issues. I think there's a 7 and 2 5s, or it might be 2 7s and a 5. Um, but then there's also a bunch of like Necrons in there as well. I think there's at least one set of issues with 5 Necrons in there. Um, so straightforward, but also a lot. Um, then the group of issues after that, there are two-parters in, so they could take a while. And then we'll see. But yeah, so it's and then the last 10 issues, the issues 80 to 90, I have decided um, that the first three, which are some kind of Sisters of Battle mech, Adeptus Sororitas mech, they're just going to be one video. Because painting, because that otherwise it's just essentially going to be the same video, three issues in a row, and I'm like, you know what? Given that these were extras anyway, I'm not inclined to do that. Oh, they're there. They just attach on? Yeah, I think they do. And then the. Oh, 1 second. It's insane that Mr. X sneezes as well. And it's the same with the Redemptor Dreadnought. So the Redemptor Dreadnought I think it comes in 3 parts, and I'm inclined. Okay, it goes there. So I think we'll build it in place. So I'm inclined to do, or maybe, maybe we'll build it in place. So I'm inclined to do that as a single issue as well. Probably without the stop motion shenanigans I normally do for a multi-part issue. Mostly because, like I say, they are just the extras shenanigans. Oh, the ice flower thing fell out. But I don't know. There might be some story in there. I don't know yet. It's a ways off yet, so I've got time to think about it. So yeah, hoping to get them finished. When I say reasonably soon, I mean I do have 30 more issues to get through. So after these two, so even at one a week, that'd be 6 months. I'm not getting through one a week, sadly. I also need to start thinking about what happens after. What comes after Imperium? And it's not Stormbringers. I'm still collecting that, but I'm not. I'm not doing any content for it. Just don't have the time. So that's other content I want to do that isn't Warhammer necessarily. And they do take a long time to produce. Longer than I'd hoped, anyway. So we'll turn this. So we need to make these little flowers. So how do we make them? So we have one of them, and one of them, and a that. And then that goes in there. And then one clips in there. Yeah. Or will do. There, like that. And then we make another one. Now, the problem I have is parts left over. And as we know, we shouldn't have parts left over. Oh, wait, I think I've not done this right. I think there's supposed to be an extra bit on this. Hang on, let's have a look. Yes, this would certainly explain some of them. So we've got. So what have we got? So that bit goes on there in the middle, like that, and then that goes in there. Oops. To produce the steam for coffee. And then that bit goes on there. Like that, and then that goes up there. So we've got steam coming out of the coffee. We've still got these two bits. What are these two bits? Oh, well, that piece should be on top of there. Ooh. Ah. Oh, that's well in there. That is. I'm gonna get it stick to my finger. No. Get it through the door. Nope. Oh. We covered it. This is why you follow the build order. There. So what's this bit? We start on page 84, 5, 6, 4. Alright, does that have a door handle? It does. Does the white? Yeah, the white one has a door handle. Right. They're all okay. None of them look particularly too low. That's fine now. Oh wait, does that? Oh, now I see. The front door needs a door handle. Oh, panic over. Panic over. So that goes on here, like that. And bag 3 is complete. There we go. It's she serves coffee. She is a minifig with a job. There you go. Coffee and cake server. And that is it. So we are 50% of the way through. We've got 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, so I think I can't remember how this does. I mean, there's another floor on each of these, and then there's the roofs, I think. Yeah. Oh, there we go. See if we can find a picture of the full thing. Because there's 2 more floors on there, 2 more floors on there. And the roofs, and then this thing. Yeah, anyway, so I'm presuming these floors are in the same bag. Cool, right. It's not quite time yet, so what I think I'm going to do If you give me one moment, just push my chair back. We have this. What are we going to do with this? Put it over here for now. Hope it doesn't fall off. So we have Creator 3-in-1 31140, which is a unicorn. Let's see if we can get the instructions up on here. 31140. Oh, it's magical unicorn. There we go. So we'll do the magical unicorn, which is the first one. We've got a nice page about sustainable packaging, a builder page, how to empty a bag, how to start building it. Right, so yeah, let's have a go. How do we open it? Oh, it's one of these. So, yep, comes with the instructions. Let's see if we've got a. Oh, we do have a barcode we can scan. Let's scan a barcode so you can get some magical unicorn points. Look, you know who I am. Register your set. There, we have magical unicorn points. Lovely. Oh, there's I don't know what that is. Oh, a peacock, maybe. Maybe. And there's this one, seahorse. Ah, well, we'll stick with the OG. We'll go with the magical unicorn. 2 bags, 3 bags. One for tiny, tiny parts. The other for regular parts. How many parts this is? Probably about 9. Let's have a look. What was it? So it was 31140. 145 parts. Could keep us busy for the next 10 minutes or so. Bag one. Well, they're all bag one, really. Put that on there. That's a lovely colour. Not sure what it is. Teal, dark teal, something like that. Then we complete the circle. I do like 3-in-1 sets, which is something I've said before. And this purple. This purple is so lovely. But yeah. They're in here. We have to open all 3 bags to do this. Put that down there for the cleaner, which is me. But just making a rod for my own back. Some orange. Some lovely orange. Let's see. Getting ahead of myself there. See, I was getting myself because these bits are this dark green. I mean, it feels like this is meant to be some kind of rainbow. Upon which this magical unicorn stands. Oh, sub-assembly. That's that done. Oh, this pretty light green. Not sure how I'd describe it, to be honest. But it is lovely. Very pastel-y. It just feels like one of them parts where it's like you just want to go and get as much of it as you can when it's available because you know it's not going to be there around forever. But also, you don't actually know what you want to build with it. So you just buy it and it sits in a drawer for a million years, annoying your wife. Um, oh, there they are. Oh, Lego did send me a replacement light brick for the one that got broken on the what's to call it? The space coaster, which turns out was too big for my shelf. So I had to take a bit off it to fit. So now it doesn't look great. So it might have to get taken apart sooner rather than later. But I don't currently have any idea what would replace it. In the cupboard o' cool. I've got no. So I've got no big sets left. Well, I've got a Soka shuttle. It's kind of, I'd say that was a medium set, which might be too big for the top shelf. Because I saw someone else had built it and they brought it to the thing yesterday, the meetup, and it's bigger than I thought it was going to be, which is good. I like it when things are bigger than I thought they were going to be because it means you get more value for your money. Um, but yeah, I suppose that could replace it, and maybe I could have a couple of bits and pieces either side. But that's on my pile for Star Wars Day next year. At least it is for the minute. What I'll probably do is there's a very, very good chance. Well, no, I will be picking up little bits and pieces of Star Wars for Star Wars Day next year as we go along and then building them on Star Wars Day. Because, you know, why wouldn't? So that's. I just twisted in a weird way. Yeah, okay. Um, but last year I ended up collecting too much. No, not too much. More than I needed. More than enough. And so I had bits that didn't get built on Star Wars Day that were Star Wars. Um, so there's a very good chance that I do something similar this year or next year over the next few months and end up just building the T6 shuttle because I've already got enough stuff to build on Star Wars Day. What I need is a big. No, not big. Because last year's tentpole build. No, that's not what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Last year's tentpole build was BD1, which isn't the biggest set, biggest Star Wars set, but I would argue is very much the coolest. I do want the Venator, which is weird because it's the first time I've ever looked at a UCS set and thought, I want that. But it's too big for a Star Wars Day build. Ideally, a Star Wars Day build like last year is like a few small to medium sets. Um, from different parts of the thing. So so obviously Ahsoka's T6 is from Ahsoka. Um, I'd want to see what else they that comes out over the next few months for different series. Um, there was another new series coming out. Can't remember the name of it, which will hopefully get some Lego. Of course, all of this is very dependent on me having the funding to do so. Um, but I'm hoping that won't be an issue. Turn around and do the other side. It doesn't surprise me that this noodle piece is held on by one stud, but it does annoy me a little bit. And these like teethy bits for ears, that's also pretty cool. That is also lovely. And what's next? Oh, the Shub Assembly. Oh no, we don't start with that. We start with this piece. So yeah, not sure what we're going to do after Assembly Square. It might be. Or is it? I don't know. I could do with doing some alternate builds on some of these 3-in-1s. So it could be the alternate build for one of the Space Coaster, or either the Space Coaster or the Pirate Coaster. I think that would be cool. But they're a little harder to plan for because obviously they don't take up all the parts from the 3-in-1, whereas the main build does. Um, So it can be very much like, oh, I plan to build this in 2 hours. It's, oh, I'm done after half an hour. It's a leg. We will know, man. No. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably do that. Although I did before I had to take a break last time. I did have. I was planning to do some lighthouses because I've got two sets that have a lighthouse alternate build. So I might just do that if I can dig those out. That might be cool. But also, I would like to get a set or two out of my wardrobe so I can put clothes in there. A weird idea, I know. Clothes in a wardrobe, but I would very much appreciate being able to do that. Of course, I'd also have to stop putting Lego in there. Yeah. Okay, so there is, and then we put that on here. And thing at the front. Clip cloppy. And let's make another one. How did we make this one? I mean, yes, I do have instructions. Yeah, there we go. That's the right way around. And that on there. That on there. And that on there. Do they look roughly right? Yep, they look the same. Cool. Alright, and then these go on the back as like that. And these come down. And we've got clippy cloppy horsey cloppy clippy. We know it's a horse because it doesn't have. Oh, I see. Doesn't have a horn. Or a tail. So let's give it a tail. And then a blue 1x1 on there. There. And a thing across there. Ah, just a bit stuck on. There. Oh, these bits go on the side. Or that bit goes on that side. And then we got another one of these that's on by one. Grumble, grumble. And then there. And then we flip it round. Do the same on this side. And then attach it to the unicorn butt. There. But. But you know what we haven't put on the other side? Its eye. There's a one-eyed unicorn. A pirate unicorn. And then that goes on there. And then the corn goes in there. And it stands like that. Badly. Oh, and then we put it on there, and we've got our Star Spangly ta-da moment. Let's pose it right. Yeah, there we go. Give it a name. Juan. Juan the unicorn. So turn it back a little bit more. There you go. So that's a bunch of extras. And again, it's this is 3 in 1. Are these extras just needed on something else? They're not normally, but they could be. So there we go. Juan the Unicorn. It is set 31140. Fantastic unicorn. Fantastically magical unicorn. Some magical unicorn. Some kind of unicorn. And that is our bonus build for tonight. And that takes us nicely to time. Cool. So thank you very much for popping in. It's been great to have folks in. We've added another shop to our assembly square this evening, and we'll add something else next week. So we'll continue with that. As I said several times, we have Final Fantasy XIV streams tomorrow and Wednesday night, starting about 7:30. We will work through the Endwalker main scenario. Get a little bit closer to discovering why there's a giant moon on the opening screen. Yeah. So there's that to come. I think there's 6 areas in total. There's Labyrinthus, there's Lads at Han, there's that place. There's that place. 5 total. No, there are 6. There's Garmold thingy and end thingy and then past thingy. Yeah, so there's 4 areas we haven't been to. And chunks of the bit areas we have been to that we haven't been to. So yeah, so that'll be tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm not sure what's happening Thursday. If I've got no games, I might do another stream of 14. But yeah, we'll see. Although probably won't actually, now I think about it. Yeah, anyway, we'll see. Okay, again, thank you for popping in, and I will see you all later.